Years D Rose the Great Man. We're back with another video, and I kind of got inspired to do this video watching a guy on YouTube by the name of Dominate CFB Dynasty. He did a video, pretty much doing the tier rankings, and this is actually his tier rankings that I think, yeah, it says Dominate CFB Dynasty on the bottom. This is his. And honestly, the crazy thing is, I was already planning on doing like maybe like a top 10 for offense and defense, or pretty much like a um, must have abilities in your dynasty. And then of course, I see this video pop up, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just do the whole thing instead of milking the videos. Let's just do like a tier ranking, right? It'll be a lot easier, and I can still give my same thought process behind each of these abilities and why I really think some of them are must haves and why some of them are useless. So now of course, I did one video about Jammer. I think that was probably my only video that I did about abilities. I kind of was gonna break down some of them in groups, like I said, but we'll just do this in one shot, just simply because we're almost at the end of the year, pretty much. Like, this is kind of the end of CFB. Like, there's really not gonna be anything new per se coming out. Like any new glitches or any new exploits or anything you need to necessarily know that it's not probably known amongst a bunch of people already in the community, but. I think we could just get right into it, man. I'm gonna just go by physical abilities. I might do the mental abilities. I still haven't decided yet, but we'll see at the end of the video if we get to that. And like I said, let's get to it. So blow up. We got the first ability is blow up. To me, this is an A tier ranking, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. And if it was just strictly for linebackers, I would say maybe is borderline A and B, between A and B, but since you also can get this as safety, this makes it an A tier ability for me, especially because a lot of people like to get safeties and play them in their sub linebacker package. So if you got a safety who might be undersized, I don't know, 5'11", 205, and you can get platinum blow up, this ability helps a lot in slowing down the run, especially if you got maybe two inside disruptors, or you're in some type of double mug, and you're trying to stop the run, you're trying to stop the inside zone. These can help a lot. So that's why I really like blow up. It just mainly because it's for the safeties as well as the linebackers. And I'm telling you, I've seen my safeties take on 315-pound lineman head up and shed the block. So this is why I really like blow up. And of course, when we talk about most of these abilities, we're going to be talking about mainly the platinum version of it. Like, we're not really going to talk too much about the bronze and silver version of it. But yeah, I think this is an A tier ability just because of the safeties. I really like blow up. Now, the only thing I'll say is I kind of switched my scheme up a little bit. Where, as like earlier in the year, I went after the thumpers, and I probably like the box specialist safeties to put as sub linebacker just so I could get the aftershock. But we're gonna get into that next, since that's the next ability. So aftershock, this ability right here for me, aftershock, it is good. It's definitely not S tier. Now, if you would have told me literally in the beginning of the year, this would have been an S tier ability, but since they nerfed it, is not as OP as it once was. Like, literally, when the game first came out, if you had aftershock and you hit somebody 3 times, you target somebody 3 times with aftershock, platinum aftershock, it was over. Like, they would drain completely. But since they nerfed it, it still works well, but it's just not as OP. Like, it's just not as OP. Like, I think they kind of, like, it's probably like they watered it down by about 50% or so, but it's still solid. So I'll put it in that B tier ranking. Um, just because, like I said, they nerfed it. It's not really as OP as it once was. Like, this literally was an S tier ability at one point. But like I said, safety, when I used to have my box specialist safeties, I used to go after I used to try to get that blow up and aftershock. And that aftershock, literally, all I would just, like, you could pretty much just cheese. You could probably put some linebackers at edge rushers, come out in that double mug, and just pretty much get free hits on the quarterback. You'll basically have to make them block every single time, because you will literally just have to get a hit on them, and the quarterback was getting drained. So this was who it was most effective for, more so just hurting the quarterback, slowing them down. But like I said, since they nerfed it, is now a B tier ability. The next one is knockout, right? Now, knockout, I primarily have this on like literally almost all my corners that I start in my dynasty. Even on my linebackers, I have this on my lurker linebackers. I like if you guys watch any of my builder videos, you guys see I get the tallest signal callers and I convert them to lurkers, and then we make sure we get robber of course and knockout. But we're talk about knockout now. Knockout, I wish it was as effective as it is in Madden. Like in Madden, if anything that's bang bang in Madden, if that player has knockout and they're in that certain the receivers in a certain vicinity of the knockout ability in Madden, it's like literally like a 95%, 99% chance of it getting KO'd. In college football, I feel like the percentage is more so like around maybe like a 30 to 40%, but it's still good. It doesn't work. It definitely has to be a bang bang play though. In Madden, a receiver can take one step, maybe even two steps sometimes, and it will still be a knockout. And this, it almost has to be a bang bang play. But of course, if you pair this ability with something like, we're about to get into it in a bit. Matter of fact, let me put this over here. So I would say knockout is a B tier ability, right? But it has to be paired with something good. So for me, what I would say will have to be paired with is something like Ballhawk. Um, and this is what we're gonna get into, which is an S tier ability for me. Ballhawk is so OP, especially on the platinum version. Like, especially if you're a guy who likes to sit in a bunch of zone like me and try to make people fit throws into tight windows. Man, I done seen plays where I had a deep half on the left side get all the way to a streak on the right side, on the right hash of the field. So that ball hawk, especially if you have it on platinum, I make sure all my corners and safeties get it. Like I wish I was loaded up on Dynasty right now. I can show you guys my team is so OP. But yeah, you make sure you get ball hawk. This is probably my number one ability for all DBs to have ball hawk. Then number two will probably be robber. Number three would be between blanket coverage and probably house call. But yeah, ball hawk, this is a must have for all DBs. Trust me. If you get that on platinum, your DBs will react to everything a lot faster. Now we have the next ability, hammer. Now for me, hammer is a good ability, but for me, most people play this game with the ball carrier on conservative. So um this also is an ability that most people even try to go after. But I mean, obviously, if you have it on platinum, it can be good. But most people play the game on conservative. So, um, and you also have to time the hit sticks, and you also got to have like, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna have a team full of bunch of guys with hammer, and you're not gonna get too many clean shots with the hammer abilities. Most people are gonna, if I see you have hammer, obviously, if you have a linebacker with hammer or whatever it might be, safety or whatever, then I'm obviously gonna spin or juke move every single time I see you head up. So this is kind of one of those things where it can be a good ability, but it's too dependent on other variables for me to have this at anything higher than a C. I know a lot of people might like it. Now wrap up to me. I was kind of debating in my head between a B and A tier ability, but I kind of want to put it on an A, right? Like my biggest thing is not giving up a lot of rushing yards, because when you let people run all over you, that kind of dictates the game, and you have to do a lot of things and move and sacrifice a lot of your coverages to stop the run. So obviously, if you have a guy who can make great tackles in open space, and also you want to avoid getting into those well, PlayStation is X, on Xbox is A. You want to avoid getting into those tackle battles. Wrap up on platinum is a really good ability, and of course it helps you avoid getting juked out your socks. So I really like wrap up too. I don't really get this ability too often, just because, like I said, like I'm making a lot of lurker builds, and usually by the time I can even upgrade their tackling, they're already like a 93, 94 overall. So I never really end up getting this on platinum. But I do know This is definitely a good ability for sure, especially to avoid broken tackles. So I think this might even be good on gold. Now bronze and silver, um, it might not be as effective, but yeah, you definitely get this gold and platinum is gonna be significantly good. So on gold it says significant protection from broken tackles and fake outs on standard tackles. And then, of course, platinum is ultimate protection from broken tackles and fake outs on standard tackles. So, obviously, like if you're doing an A tackle or X tackle, like you're just running into the ball carrier, just a simple standard tackle. This will avoid those tackle battles and, of course, getting juked out your cleats. So, the next ability we have is layout. Now, layout, this is a D tier ability for me. I guess in a sense, this is kind of like acrobat on Madden, but I just don't see like this. There's not too many situations where the only reason why you didn't catch a pick is because he didn't lay out and dive for the ball. There's not too many situations like that for me. So, um, honestly, I just can't see myself spending the amount of points to get layout. It's just not as effective to me. Now, obviously, you know what will make it. You know what will make it a lot better, right? If if they made knockout, if they made knockout like a super OP ability like it is in Madden, maybe the layout will work better because you're gonna be diving for the ball, and obviously when the receiver touches the like reaches out for the ball, you're gonna be getting that layout dive animation, and then you're still gonna get the knockout. But since knockout is good, but it's not so OP like it is in Madden, then layout for me is like a D tier. Now, house call to me is an A tier ability. Now, of course, you're still gonna. The one thing I will say is the only thing that's stopping it from being S tier. You'll still drop picks, but it's just at a way lower rate than you would without house call. For me, house call, especially if you have like a bunch of speed at DBs and getting that unlimited stamina on the returns is great for me, especially if you guys know how to speed boost and trying to juke and avoid a bunch of old linemen and receivers and stuff like that. That's why I really like house call. It's an A tier ability for me. I just because I don't like dropping picks is the worst, especially if you don't time it too. Like I done had a bunch of picks where I didn't time the catch animation on time, so I end up dropping the ball that was right in my hands. Obviously, that's not gonna really happen if you got a platinum house call. So, house call is an A tier ability to me. Now, robber, this is between an A and an S tier ability, but I'm gonna give it an S tier, right? Just cause I like the movement. I like having that high change of direction to be able to turn and flip your hips and get to other passes that you might not have like your opponent didn't think you can get to. So this works for a user and the computer. Like the computer's gonna get busy, and this is an ability that lights up literally almost every pass and play. Like as soon as the ball is snapped, you'll see the robber lights up, and it's the thing that affects man and zone. So it's effective in both man and zone. I can read you guys the ability ultimate movement in zone and man coverage. So if you guys look at the abilities section on in the main menu CFB, you guys see what it is. So that's why I really like robber. And like I said, usually when I get these signal caller linebackers, they're 6'5". So imagine you're trying to run one thing, you're faking like you're about to guard a drag route to the left, and then you can come back over to the right and rob a dig route. So that's why I really like robber. It just helps you get to the things a lot faster. So that's why it's an S tier ability for me. Workhorse, workhorse. Uh, Depending on I guess depending on, and like I said, this is all predicated on dynasty. This is not for cut, play now or anything like that. I mean, it could apply to that, but this is primarily about dynasty. So, workhorse, this is a solid ability. This is a solid ability, but the one thing I will say is, depending on your wear and tear settings and everything like that, unless they're boosting it up to make it so that players get tired faster and you have to use more people. If they're not doing that in your dynasty settings, I think this is just an S tier ability. Like I said, honestly. So if they're not touching the settings, they leaving everything as normal. Workhorse is solid. Now, of course, you'll have guys who get tired. Like you'll see it. You're in the third or fourth quarter because you've been in like a 12, 13 play drive. So you see your guys start to get a little bit tired, but they usually kind of recover pretty decently after a while. So Workhorse is a C tier ability for me. Next one is Bouncer. Bouncer, see now anything that has to do with like stamina for the most part, it's kind of hard for me to put. It's kind of hard for me to put above like a B tier. But Bouncer is another one too, where you're really this is only really activating if you're playing some type of cover two cloud on the outside. Now a lot of people do base most of their defense out of a cover three shell, so this could work. But and also, I mean, also you have your corners who in the slot who bump and match coverage. Like if you're playing some type of cover four quarters or palms or whatever, they might get a little bumpy. But this is I just haven't seen the results enough. Like this is just more so for like stamina. It's not even like wear and tear. If this was a wear and tear one, I think I would probably have it at B. But since this is primarily just stamina, nah. Because a lot of people in Dynasty they got usually have guys who they can go to, a bunch of guys they can go to, and they could just simply just run the ball for a few plays, and then honestly, I don't know. I just never seen any of my receivers, or I'm not gonna see it from the offensive perspective when I'm on defense. But I've had guys who have bouncers, and I don't feel like I've seen their receiver really slow down or running in quicksand. Now, obviously, if it's on platinum, and you're probably basing out of a cover two shell every play for the most part, maybe this could be effective. But I just haven't done enough tests and seen enough to really rank it above a C. So we'll have bouncer at C tier. Blanket coverage, obviously, this is a S tier ability. Anything that's slowing down receivers, especially in man coverage, which is kind of hard to play. Like you can get busy with an 88 speed receiver and with if they're playing man coverage, depending on the route you run. Like you could just simply come out and damn near run curl routes all game. So um, blanket coverage, I really like this. This take like I've seen this. This really activates well, especially in them dig routes and them crosser routes. That blanket coverage does well, man coverage. So, especially on platinum, I like it. I'm really not messing with this after like before gold. Like gold and platinum is cool for me. Bronze and silver. If you can't get it to bronze or silver, you might as well probably save your points up a little bit in your dynasty excuse me, and allocate those someplace else until you got enough to get platinum. But blanket coverage really good ability, S tier for me. Now if you guys see my video, you guys know I really dislike Jammer. This is a C tier ability for me, and only because I'm gonna tell you why. Jammer is a C tier ability for me because it's not a they're not like dominant wins. Like so for me, is something that doesn't activate every single time for the most part. Like I feel like Jammer doesn't even activate more than like 60% of the time. Like if I'm playing a press man coverage scheme and this guy has zero press pro, he has probably like an 84 release, and I've tested this against like slower bad receivers, and I had platinum Jammer, and they weren't getting the dominant press wins every single like for the most part. So like it was kind of like 40%. So and I'm like, man, for 40% for platinum Jammer against a bad receiver, that's not good enough for me, especially when a lot of people will prioritize getting speed on their receiver over the route running, because I do that as well. I'll get a 6'4" contested specialist or a physical route runner and convert him to a speedster, and the dude would have friggin' 80 release, and he's still not getting jammed into the dirt. So for me, Jammer is just not high. Quick jump, S tier ability. This is just too easy, man. This quick jump has literally saved me, especially when it's unblocked. Especially when you come out in the mid blitz and they're coming out empty, and you got and you have your DN just basically get an instant win. Like he's at the quarterback in 1 second, and you know, and a lot of times too, you play man coverage. You're playing off man coverage a lot of times when you're coming out with that quick jump. So a lot of times dudes will just be able to throw a quick out route or a quick slant for like 4 or 5 yards, But that quick jump, I'm telling you, a lot of times dudes have receivers open for that quick slant or quick out route, but the quick jump got there and so fast that it was basically a throw out of a sack. So, especially now, we're gonna talk about some other abilities that stack on with this quick jump. But quick jump, I don't really care for that corner. Like, I'm not really going after the boundary corners. So, and I'm not blitzing my corner as much to really care about quick jump at corner. But this is primarily for your defensive ends. Now, of course, you can get this at DT as well for your DT speed rushers, but it's kind of hard. Like, DT start usually slower, so it's this is tough to get for the DTs. But if you get I'll give you some game. If you get a athletic thumper, middle linebacker, athletic thumper, man, those dudes already start out with like 86 speed, 90 a cell. So you probably only need about two quickness upgrades, and you're basically gonna have platinum. You're gonna basically have platinum quick jump. So, quick jump, I really love that ability, especially paired with some other things. Grip breaker. I would say. See, for me, I've seen it activate, but it's not like a every play thing, so it's kind of tough. Where it's for me, it's between A and B. But since I'm a guy who I like to get strong grip on my old lineman, this is something to counteract it, which is the grip breaker. So if you got defensive linemen that got grip breaker, this can really help kind of cancel out the strong grip. Um, but we're gonna talk about strong grip in a little while too. So I'm gonna say this is an A tier ability, just because you kind of want to counter that strong grip ability. So this basically just kind of like helps shed. Well, I'll tell you the exact definition or the exact description for grip breaker. Ultimate ability to shed laterally on run and pass plays. So of course, if you're doing like the outside zone, stretch plays, or even if you run an inside zone, you try to cut back, they'll be able to shed off the line. They'll be able to shed off the O line. So, this is a really good ability. I'll have it A. Now, takedown. Next ability we have is takedown. Now, I spent the whole season with it on platinum, with takedown on platinum. And to be honest, the main reason for getting takedown is the counter extender, which we'll talk about in a little while, and to basically like try to boost your fumble rate. So I'm not saying that's a B tier. I'm just gonna read to you guys what the takedown ability is. So um give me point 0.2 seconds. I don't even know why I don't have it pulled up. Where's it at? Speed rusher. So we got takedown right here. Takedown, ultimate ability to prevent broken sack attempts and force sack fumbles. So what I will say is I had platinum takeoff on one of my D line. I mean platinum takedown on one of my D linemen, and I think I had maybe about 14 to 15 sacks, and I think he only forced about 2 to 3 fumbles. It might have been 3. I think it might have been 3. Nope, it definitely wasn't more than 4. I know that for a fact. I think it might have been 3. So I mean, what's the percentage on 3 out of 15? You guys can do the math on that. So I mean, I guess that's solid, but I didn't see it activate enough. And the reason why I would say this is a B tier and not an A tier. You could probably even argue for this to be C tier, but the one thing I'll say is they kind of nerf extender, which we'll talk about too. So this ability would have been way more important last college football. So we'll have this at a B tier right now. We'll leave it there. Recoup. It's just not worth it. I'm just not spending the points on recoup. It's just like your guys don't usually get worn down that quickly, so with the stamina, so I'll just have recoup off. Now maybe if somebody's going no huddle all game, this can be effective for you somehow, but nah, recoup just a D tier ability. Pocket disruptor, for me, I was kind of debating on between if this is an A or an S tier ability, because pocket disruptor when paired with this quick jump is so OP, especially on third and fourth down. I'm gonna have to go S tier. I'm sorry, I gotta go S tier because I probably had one of the best D lines in my league, just because I had quick jump and pocket disruptor on every single one of my O line and D line. And the amount it's not gonna work every single play, but the amount of like dominant pass rush wins that you get might even only be about. So if you got four, let's say you have 40s on the D line, you have four pocket disruptors on the D line, and they're not going against anybody who has like platinum pocket shield or strong grip, anything like that. I'm telling you, maybe once every 3 plays, you're gonna have one of your guys get an instant win every single time. Like this is really kind of OP on platinum, especially when you pair it with quick jump, and especially in depending on the down and distance. So, of course, obviously the third and fourth down and longs, these are going to be real. This is going to be really good paired with the quick jump. So, um, I got pocket disruptor, and I'll just read what it says. Ultimate pass rush, especially on third and fourth down and 8+. So anytime it's third and 8+, so third and 10, third and 12, fourth and 8, fourth and 10, whatever it might be, they're gonna get off so crazy. Especially now, of course, you gotta pair it like paired up with the quick jump is even better. Let's get to the next ability. Now the rest. We're gonna get into the rest. This is the next ability here. Um, the one thing I will say, I kind of did an experiment, and I figured like I still will put it on my D lineman, just cause I have enough. If I have enough skill points to do so. But man, the rest is not a like. I guess is, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe it can be an ability that's probably not lighting up every time, but I've had plenty of times. I went back and watched multiple games where my D line was pretty much unavoid like not untouched, like he got blocked, but then he shedded the block and he was in front of the quarterback, maybe like 2 steps in front of the quarterback who threw it right before he got to touch him. And I never seen it light up consistently. Like this will be something that lights up like literally as they're hitting him. I never really see it light up. I never really see it light up when they're like 1 or 2 steps away. Like so, for me, I would say this is arguably like a DC or a D level ability. I'm gonna just put D though, just because I just don't see it light up consistently, and I feel like guys will complain too much. Like I feel like if I have it on platinum, and this is why I'm saying it's a D level ability. If I have platinum duress, and the guy I'm playing against has zero, he don't have no resistance ability. I feel like it should be a bunch of inaccurates, and I feel like I wasn't seeing that really happen too much in my games. Like obviously I seen it light up sometimes, but it usually only lit up when I was actually hitting him and not when I'm just in front of him. So, I put that D level detail. Now the next ability, Inside Disruptor. This is a A level ability for me. You could argue that this is S tier, but one thing I will say is it's probably not as good as maybe Inside Stuff is on. Nah, this is. I'm trying to think. Is this better than Inside Stuff is on Madden? Nah, I'm lying. I think Inside Disruptor is better on college football than Inside Stuff is on Madden. This Inside Disruptor, I kind of want to put it S, but it's not always going to be a frequent win regardless. So the O lineman can have no physical ability, like no inside shield or anything like that. This is not going to light up every time. Damn, I kind of want to put this S tier because this play has saved me so many times on so many third and fourth and shorts where it just lit up and it kind of saved me. So I'm gonna put an S tier, just being biased. Like it's probably realistically an A tier ability, but I'm gonna say S tier just because the amount of frequent sheds that I have gotten from the Inside Disruptor is really good. It's not gonna light up. It's not gonna happen every single time. But especially me too. I play a lot of penny front, so I'll basically have 3 defensive tackles on the field with Inside Disruptor, or maybe most of the time I usually have 2. Sometimes I have 3, depending on the season. But this really has helped me a lot on in slowing down a run, especially since I stopped going after the thumper linebackers and I started going after signal callers and converting them to lurkers. This kind of helps my linebackers not have to worry about getting like great gap shoots every single run. So yeah, I'm gonna keep platinum. I'm gonna keep platinum Inside Disruptor as a S tier. Outside Disruptor, I'm gonna say C tier. I'm the main reason why I'm gonna say C tier, cause I just feel like if you're wasting the outside disruptor on a D end, you're missing out. You're basically missing out on quick jump. Like it's just that simple. Honestly, I can't see myself not having quick jump on any of my edge rushers, and especially considering that like you're not getting that quick jump, you're not getting pocket disruptors. Like, bro, so either have to have excuse me, I'm stuttering. I kind of zoned out a little bit reading these abilities. But if you have outside disruptor, the only archetype that gets outside disruptor is the edge setters, right? But when you get edge setter, you don't really get the pass rush ability. So um yeah, it's a no for me. I can't really co-sign that. I can't really co-sign the outside disruptor. Now, honestly, I before I did some tests on it too. So I had two defensive tackles that had outside disruptor, and I did stretch plays and I did outside zones. And I was just in practice mode going up against regular O linemen who were like 80 something overall, didn't have any of those abilities, no inside shield, no outside shield, no strong grip. And this ability just didn't shed. So for me, I'm gonna say it's C level. It doesn't really work on your DTs. You probably definitely need that DN. And if you have it on your DN, it's like, come on, you're missing out on a lot. And also, most people aren't running outside runs. Most runs are some sort of either power scheme where you're running in between the B gaps, or you're running some type of inside zone. So outside disruptor, not for me. Option disruptor, same thing. I think this is a D tier ability. Um, it's just like, what's the point? What's the point of it? Like, if you're DT, either you're gonna shell, you're gonna play sound football in the option game. So you don't really need no fluky sheds to happen. It's just a waste of ability. So I'm put D tier. Inside shield, I'm gonna say is a B tier ability. Now this kind of I feel like this one lights up a lot too. Inside shield, it just I like it personally because I go after for my left guard, center, and my right guard all have to have inside shield. I'm making sure that all those guys either have strong grip with inside shield, and yeah, cause the foundation, like I said, the foundation of most people's run games are running in between the tackles. So I definitely need inside shield. We need that great first level blocking, and it counters the inside disruptor. So we'll say B. We'll say B. Um, you could probably argue it for A, but I'm just being real. So uh, option shield D. We don't really care for that. It's just not a crazy ability. Strong grip S tier ability for me. This really helps keep your guys, like, literally. You could just scramble out the pocket. Your dude, like, their ends are getting stuck. This works especially if you pair it with some type of, if you got a raw strength archetype, excuse me. You pair this with inside shield or outside shield, man. This really works well, and it kind of works well too with pocket shield, which we're gonna get into too. So we'll skip outside shield here, and we'll go to pocket shield, and it works too. It works well as well with inside shield too, but pocket shield is really good. Outside shield is the same thing. Like I said, this is an ability where most people are probably not really running to the outside as much, unless you're kind of like, nah. Some people run outside schemes, especially if you like to play under center. If you play under center a lot, maybe this can be really good. Like, this can be an A tier ability, but I feel like most people run between the tackles. So we'll say B. We'll say B level. Second level, uh, it's just not a guarantee that your old lineman will get to the second level to block a lot. So I kind of want to say C. For second level, which is basically like your O lineman gets to the second level to basically block a linebacker or DB. Now, I think the only archetype that gets it is raw strength. Now, me personally, I don't really like going after the raw strength archetype. So, but yeah, so the ability is ultimate blocking after getting to the second level of the defense. Let me see if another archetype gets it. I think, do Agile gets it? No, Agile does not get it. Only raw strength gets it. So And like I said, for me, the primary archetypes I want to go after on offense are the pass protector, because you can get that strong grip with the pocket shield, and you could get quick drop, which I don't think we got to yet, which is coming up. And then of course the well rounder, which you can get the pocket shield, strong grip, and inside shield. So, and I think well rounded, yeah. So you're getting pocket shield, outside shield, strong grip, and inside shield, which is 4 really good abilities. So those are the main two I'm going after. Ground and pound. I'm gonna say this is a D level, but I'm only gonna say it's a D level because I don't have enough testing on it. And honestly, it only works, it says, when you're getting pancakes. And how often are your O linemen causing pancakes to a D lineman? So it's not really too often for me. So I'm gonna say that's a D level ability. We're down. This is basically the same thing, but for the pass protection. So when you're getting pass protection, pancakes, anything that relies on pancakes, come on, bro. Like, this can't be a good ability to waste your points on for me. If you got the extra points to do it, go for it. But I don't feel like a pancakes happen enough on the D line, and that's what really will win the wear down, which is the D line. Like I said, most of the time you're really not getting to the O lineman's probably not getting to the second level of the defense anyway. So, maybe this could be, maybe those wear downs could be good, like ground and pound could be good with second level, but I feel like that doesn't really happen too often. Now we got another ability, quick drop. We'll put this as an S tier because this is probably the best way to counteract the quick jumps from the D lineman. Now I can tell you personally, I've seen plays where the quick jump has got around what has gotten around a regular offensive lineman without even like being outnumbered in the run game, or trying to basically like hover over the O line and get like 6-7 people in the 6-7 people in front of the in the box. So honestly, I think quick drop that kind of negates the quick jump a little bit. So I say this is really good. Now I will say sometimes the quick drop on platinum has been annoying, where they drop back so far. They drop with a quick drop will drop back so far, and basically like the DN will just take a sharp cut and just sack you. So, quick drop by itself is good, but I probably say maybe the silver and gold. This is probably the one time where I say silver and gold is probably better depending on what type of pass play you're running. And how far wide they like to put their ends. So, yeah, but it's still an S tier ability for me. PA shield. I mean, how often is anybody running play action? So we'll put that as a C tier ability. Quick step. Now, most people, honestly, if I'm being biased, I used to run a lot of power run schemes. So quick step would help me a lot because your guards are pulling, and I used to basically run a bunch of agiles on my O line, on my guard through excuse me, my well, I used to run it on my left tackles too, my tackles too, but I used to have a lot of guards so oh my god, I can't even speak English. Let me slow down a little bit. So the quick step I will put on my guards, because those were the main guys pulling in my offense was my guards. So all I have an agile offensive lineman just to get quick step. So they would get to that linebacker that you typically wouldn't get to with other slow guys like a raw strength maybe, or if your pass protector wasn't fast enough. So I'll say this is a B tier ability. Some people could probably argue for C tier because not a lot of people prioritize running a power scheme. Most people just run some type of zone scheme, or they're just running like just pretty much just getting after it. So like some type of inside zone, which is just attacking straight on the D line. You're not really having guys pull. So we'll say that screen enforcer we'll just put in D tier. How often is anybody running a screen? I don't think that's even worth it. 50-50. This ability on platinum is OP. I'm gonna tell you like this. This ability is on platinum is OP, and I'm gonna tell you why. And honestly, did I put knockout? Did we get to knockout yet? All right, so we did get to knockout. That's a B tier ability. So I had a guy in my league who had 50-50 He had 50-50 on platinum, and he had 6'4", 6'5" receivers. And literally, all he would do is if you don't have safety help, he was saying he will streak at least one of them every single play on the outside. And if you come out anything where there's no safety help, he will literally just lob it and just try to catch you every time, and it will work. And that's what motivated me to make sure I had all my corners with knockout, because he knows how he'll do the back shoulder too. So especially if you got knockout with ball hog and robber and all that stuff, they're gonna move a lot. They're gonna turn their body a lot faster and be able to hit the guy while in the air. But I'm telling you right now, this platinum 50-50 single coverage is a problem, especially you got a tall receiver. This works really well. I'm gonna say it's an A tier ability. Take off S tier ability. This just gives you like so many like dominant wins deep, especially if they're playing off man coverage and they're not getting physical with the receiver. Bruh, you can, if you had a guy with 95 speed platinum takeoff, he's gonna outrun the guy. He's gonna outrun a 97, 98 speed corner. So I'm just letting you know this ability is really good. I used to care about getting it last year on my running back, but it's not as effective no more, like out the backfield. But I really love this on my receivers. It's kind of hard to get on your tight end. I feel like it's damn near impossible to get on your tight end. But takeoff on platinum is really good. Balance. Now I might be a little bit biased with this too. I kind of want to say this is a B tier ability. It can go between B and C because I use the contact seeker. I used to go after the contact seekers earlier in the year, and this will literally prevent anybody from getting his stick. Like, I don't even think I used to have it on platinum. I think I had it on gold. I think I had this on gold, and I was literally breaking every single strip and hit stick attempt. So, the ability, if you have it on platinum, is ultimate ability to break hit stick and strip attempt. So, um, this is really effective. I think a few other positions get it outside. I think the tight end get it. I don't know which tight end gets it. Oh, vertical threats get it. Balance. So you can't strip or hit stick them. Of course, the possession tight end gets it. And let me see. Oh, you get this as physical route runner, wide receivers. Oh no, excuse me, tight ends. Let me see, wide receivers. Is there any wide receivers that get this? You get it on. You get it on contested specialists as well. So that's really big, especially if you guys know. A lot of times in open field, people will go for the strip attempt. So I probably wouldn't tell you to ever try to get this on a receiver, just because you gotta basically spend points on power to get it. So honestly, the only way I'm probably doing that is if I get it on my running back, maybe a tight end. But the only tight end I usually go after is the physical route runners, and I'm probably spending all my points on upgrading their speed, as well as their cutter and their route running in their hands, so I can get cutter, and I can get that 50-50 in that shorthand. So it's kind of tough to probably get that on the tight end, but if you get the contact seeker, this really works well. Shorthands, S tier ability for me. This has literally saved me from dropping so many bang bang plays. I had platinum shorthands on my tight end, and he caught so many contested drag routes and in routes and slants. So this is a really effective ability. And now the season on my dynasty, I have it on my receivers. Cutter, S tier. This just helps you destroy man coverage. I mean, it's just obvious. Like, and there are people who like to just spam man coverage all game because they know. A lot of people don't know how to stop. A lot of people don't know how to destroy man. Some people just come out and sit in two man under, or they come out in that double mug defense and they'll run two man and they'll basically blitz you and force you to try to make the right reads and get open. So that's cutter, S tier ability. Downhill, A tier ability. A tier ability. If it lit up more, if it worked a little bit more, this would be an S tier ability. But man, I done broke so many tackles from behind with downhill. Battering ram. I don't have enough tests to really say. I kind of feel like it's a C tier ability. I had it on my contact seeker, but I don't really know the effects of it. I don't like I said, I know earlier in the year when Aftershock was OP, battering ram was as well. But they nerfed both of them, so I'm gonna just say it's a C tier ability. Shifty, S tier ability. Man, you guys don't know how important having shifty is, man. I done had it on my receiver. That's why I love the speedster archetypes. They get that. The running backs as well. It just helps you move way more fluid and keep speed while doing a bunch of moves. So I like that. Double dip, terrible. Not too often are you running double moves. Sidestep, I feel like this is a B, because you know why? Because I feel like if you just have a high overall juke, let's just say you have 91 juke move, your jukes will still be good. You don't necessarily need sidestep, but this does improve it. Press Pro, I'm gonna probably hurt a few people feelings, but this is a D tier ability for me. Nah, I'm lying. It's a C tier ability because it still does work. But the problem with I did a video about Press Pro, right? And I showed people how ineffective it is. So if you just come out in 2 man under and you play press man coverage, they're not gonna get dominant press wins. I showed that the only time I was able to get dominant press wins was when my receiver was on the left side of the field. He had to be on the left side of the field, and it had to be cover one press. Outside of that, my guy was not getting any. And mind you, I was doing this with a corner that had like, I was doing this with a excuse me, with a I doing this with a corner that probably had like 82 man coverage, 81 press, and it still wasn't dominating. Like, yeah, you won't get physical press wins, but the point, like oh, jam, like, so your receiver won't get jammed into the dirt, but they also don't win dominantly either. So I'll say that's kind of like a C tier ability. Dot S tier ability. I need this ability on every single like every single one of my quarterbacks. Like, I can't play without it, bro. This literally saves you from having to time every single throw. So Dot is by far the best quarterback ability in the game, in my opinion. So it's the ultimate accuracy boost when throwing to open receivers with feet set in a clean pocket. And now, if you pair this with an ability like resistance, that it just makes it even more OP. But we're gonna get to resistance if we haven't already. Did we get to it? Let me see. Oh no, we haven't got to it yet, but we'll get to it. So Dot has saved me. I literally almost all my throws are blue throws. So um I really love that ability. Extender. This ability got nerfed. It used to be last year. This was an S tier ability, but now it's a C tier ability. I had it on platinum, on maybe one. No, I think I had it on like, yeah, I had it on one of my quarterbacks this year, platinum, and he just was not breaking sacks at a crazy clip. Like, and dudes was not having takedown or anything. He just wasn't breaking it. So last year was OP. They was literally breaking almost the first sack every time. 360. This is up there with sidestep. It's kind of the same thing. I do like 360 a little bit more than sidestep. I like the spin moves on platinum 360 more than the platinum juke on sidestep. But this is still a B tier ability for me. I don't necessarily spin as much. Head first, another thing too. You got to spend a lot of points on power to get this up. I do like going after the elusive bruiser, but man, you probably might have to save up like 2 or 3 seasons worth of points without touching a player to try to get this. For me, it's just not worth it for some situations. Sidekick. This is like an A tier ability, but I'm just never going after the archetype that has it. So I'm gonna say it's a B tier ability, because you're really not. You're only getting that on what archetype is that again? You're getting it on. Let me see. We're gonna find it right now. Sidekick, you're getting it on the north-south blocker. Oh no, excuse me, I'm confusing sidekick with safety valve. Hell no, this is D tier ability. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me, I was confusing the abilities. D tier abilities. Safety valve is what I was getting at, where this helps you kill. Safety valve helps you destroy man coverage with your running back out the backfield. So I know a lot of people, they typically run Texas routes on their running back, and that really helps a lot. Now, I didn't have fast running backs that have been getting clamped up with the Texas route, so this is like really an important ability. Only problem is I just won't ever go after running backs. I won't ever go after that archetype. So, for me, I'm typically only really playing with I'm typically only playing with the elusive bruiser or the east west playmaker, because I need shifty and I want downhill. So the elusive bruiser gets shifty and downhill. And then the east west playmaker just gets shifty, sidestep, 360, armbar. So they get some pretty good abilities. So we're not really going after too many guys after that. Ball security. I feel like running backs don't fumble enough for this to be worth more than a C. Obviously, if you have it on platinum, you probably won't ever fumble. And most people just play on conservative anyway. So I'm gonna say it's a C tier ability. Armbar is a B as well for me. Put it there. Armbar is a B tier ability. Now, like I know most people, if you guys are running backs and you're about to get tackled, you just spam stiff arm. So this can possibly be an A tier ability. This could possibly be an A tier ability. It's just that I typically never have enough points to get this to platinum. Like by the time my running back is declaring for the draft, because it's just so many more important abilities that I have to go after. So like I said, shifty and downhill, the main two things that I'm typically going after. And power, like if you go after an East West playmaker, they probably need about damn near like 8 to 10. I feel like 8 upgrades just to get the arm bar up. So and power costs a lot. Those are typically anywhere from 10 to 15 points. So um good ability, just not probably worth it for me in Dynasty per se. But obviously if he was playing cut or something, that could be worth it. Magician, this is a B tier ability. I never really go after the pure runners to get this ability, but I do know if you guys ever try to scramble out when you drop back when you drop back and you try to move around, there's always like that slight delay that doesn't allow you to move as freely. Magician really helps with that. But I don't really play with the pure runners to really care about it as much, but it is a really good ability, so I can't take that away from the pure runners. I'm never gonna get it, but it is a good ability, so I'll put it at B. Option King, just not worth it. I'm lying. Option King is good. Um, it saves you that wear and tear from if you're a guy that likes to run a lot of RPOs or read options or whatnot, and your quarterback is getting hit on those. This kind of helps you with that wear and tear. So this is good. And honestly, I usually go after the dual threats and convert them to pocket passers. So this is an ability I wish I had sometimes, because I still run RPOs and read options with my quarterback, even though he's a pocket passer. So, but this is good for helping wear and tear on the option plays, because your quarterback will get hit, especially when you pitch that ball. So, let's get to the next one. On time, for me, on time is like a B. It's a B. It's a really good ability. Like you could argue for it to be A, but most people probably aren't playing super on time for this ability to be worth it. Like I said, the most important ability is that. But I guess this could help you in a sense of, I don't think it necessarily, like, I think this can light up even if you're throwing on a run. Like I don't think your feet have to be set. So on time just says ultimate accuracy boost when throwing before the receiver cuts on the route. So let's say you had instant pressure. You had the run. You're basically still getting that accuracy boost if you throw it on time, that you probably wouldn't get since you're actually that you wouldn't get from dot since you're on the run. But on time can be good, but for me I prioritize, we're gonna get to this ability. We're gonna get to resistance. This is the ability that I prioritize: resistance and dot. So this is the S tier ability for me. You could probably argue A. Would I argue A? I might argue A, but I kind of wanted to put it in S just because I'm gonna go S. Just because, like, even though I said that the rest doesn't necessarily, I don't see the rest light up. I do know there's been a bunch of times where before I used to play with resistance, I wasn't getting hit. I was throwing the ball on time, and I was still getting, even with dot. I feel like I wasn't getting as many blue throws. So this might just be something that doesn't necessarily light up all the time, but it's still working. So I'm gonna say S tier ability, because you still get with your feet set, even with that pressure coming. This can still be effective to me. That's just a personal opinion. Sleight of hand. Who really runs play action enough? And most of the time too, if yeah, I don't know. I don't think most people really want run play action as much. And then there is switch stick in the game, so even if somebody is running play action, you can still, and your safety falls for something, you can still switch stick to your safety, put them back into play, and switch stick back down to the linebacker or something. So I'm gonna say this is a C tier. Step up is a B tier. Most people are usually drifting. You're not really stepping up into the pocket too often, but this isn't a huge accuracy boost when you do step up into the pocket. Mobile resistance, I'm gonna say C tier. I'm gonna say D tier, honestly, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because mobile resistance is not mobile deadeye. This is just pressure when you're on the run. Like usually if you're on the run, if you didn't have pressure on you, you would just set your feet anyway for the most part. So I'm gonna say this is a D tier ability off platform. This is an A tier ability. Honestly, being able, this is basically like being able to throw cross body, freaking 30, 40 yards down the field, crush your body. So, man, I remember last year per se, there was some like, especially if you had like a quarterback with like 99 throw power, then got bombed by this ability. So, most people don't usually use backfield creators for the most part this year, but this is still a really good ability. Pull down. Um, I feel like quarterbacks don't really fumble enough anyway in this game for this to be anything worth it. But this is just pretty much to prevent your quarterback from fumbling on sacks. So, um, yeah, D-tier ability. The last one, mobile deadeye. This is the last physical ability. I'm gonna say this is a S tier ability, right? I'm gonna say this is S tier just because it's basically dot, but the mobile version of dot. So, I know a lot of people like they just can't sit in the pocket and make reads. They gotta scramble almost every time. So, this is probably especially useful for them. I'm more of a pocket guy. I like to sit in the pocket, make reads. The crazy thing is I'm a person, I will have a 91 speed quarterback and still won't scramble. Like I will literally sit there and go through 3, 4 progressions before I scramble. So mobile dead are really effective. Basically the mobile version of dot. Um and we're not going to get into all these abilities as far as mental abilities. I will just say instinct. This one right here, instinct, is really good for your guys reacting to the run. That's probably the best one of the best ones. Not defensive rally. We'll go Legion. This kind of like helps you if you make plays. This help your guys get composure quickly, and the next thing you know, you see your guys lit up for Heisman or their next arc. So if you got a guy with like platinum blanket coverage, you get one of your DB get a pick. Next thing you know, he has Heisman. So helps you get there. Headstrong is probably the most important ability if you play Dynasty, especially if you got it on gold or platinum. Anything less than gold and platinum is probably not as effective. It's just not as effective. It's not probably. It's like honestly, bronze and silver, it doesn't really move me. The gold and platinum version of Headstrong is what really helps you hot route and audible through the stadium post. Platinum is obviously the best one. You really won't have no resistance on that. I can just read you guys the what it says Headstrong is. So ultimate is pretty much the ultimate. It resists any pre-play adjustment failing and ultimate composure protection from stadium post. So this is really good. And sometimes, you know what? I haven't seen a lot this year. I've seen it light up a little bit on bronze where it tells me post play who's blitzing and what's going on. But field general, I haven't seen this ability on gold or platinum this whole year. But last year, this was a really effective mental ability to help you guys see what type of defense your opponent was in, especially if you had it platinum. So, um, this is about it for the abilities, man. I would love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. This was a long ass video. This is an hour, but you know what? I just wanted to get that out there, man. I was motivated by what's the guy name? Dominate CFB Dynasty. I think I said his name is. So I watched this video and I was disagreeing with a bunch of them. I'm like, nah, I gotta do my own video. So if you guys made it this far through the video, man, I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel, like, comment, do all that good stuff, man. We're out. Peace.